I've been putting deodorant on my butt crack ever since.
Dude, nothing like putting deodorant on a freshly shaved butt.
Yeah. Well, are we recording right now?
Oh, man.
Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to another episode on a new day of Texish, the show about some things Texas.
And some things deodorant on your butt crack.
We've got a not self-promotional episode of Texish in store for you today at all. But first, as always...
Tito's and Shiner, gonna be an all-nighter, and I just might find her at the Whataburger line. Dance halls and women, but man, I'm wishing that I was fishing by the river tonight in Texas.
Our not sponsors, they give us no money.
Zero money. Some clout lately.
Some clout. Lately, there's some clout. Some reshares.
We're kind of like
they
shooting
synced
back.
the messages.
They've seen it.
They synced it.
They've seen it.
I synced you see that
They
message.
saw it. They didn't say anything.
But they saw it. Which means they saw it.
Which means they saw it.
All right. Want to hear about our first not sponsor? Our first not sponsor for today's episode of Texish is Tito's Vodka.
Tito's Vodka.
Creating memories that you'll never remember since 1973. Tito's Vodka. It was literally made in a trash can in someone's backyard the first time. Tito's Vodka. Made in Texas. Advertised everywhere. Tito's Vodka.
Or as I like to call it, Burt Kreischer water.
Tito's Vodka. Fueling Burt Kreischer since he was 15 years old, and we're here for it. Tito's Vodka.
Tastes like nothing, just like I like.
Tito's Vodka. Oh, is that rubbing alcohol? Tito's Vodka.
Responsible for the Great Texas Blackout of 2004.
Tito's Vodka. Is she asleep?
No.
Tito's Vodka.
Tito's Vodka.
That was a really bad joke. I feel bad about it.
That was amazing. Comedy.
You know when you make a joke, but you were raised well, so you feel shame.
You feel bad immediately?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm feeling secondhand shame for that joke.
Dude, like my heart feels... I feel kind of sick.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. We start riffing, and I feel like I'm at the mothership, and it's online.
Here we go.
Yep.
Woo! Okay.
Right.
Do you want to hear about our second sponsor?
We're still recording. Who's our second episode?
Our second not sponsor is Hunting. Hunting. You want to wake up at 4 a.m. to be freezing cold and get absolutely nothing? Hunting. Is your dad dragging you out there for God knows why so that he can relive his childhood through you? Hunting. Are you actually going to eat any of this? Really? Hunting. Because your mom actually hates it. Hunting.
Didn't you pay for a guide? That's not hunting.
Hunting. I love sitting up in a deer blind for hours on end just watching nothing happen. It's hunting.
Oh, you listen to Joe Rogan and have a bow, huh?
Hunting.
I met a guy named Mike Hunting one time. I'm just spiraling at this point.
True story. I wish I could go hunting a lot more.
Yeah.
All joking aside, hunting is, in my opinion, the best way to get the meat that you eat.
Same. Exactly. Yeah. These are jokes.
These are jokes.
Yeah. Comedy category.
I like hunting. I have hunted.
Support hunting.
For the
Hunting
record.
is great.
We're going to get a lot of kickback on this one.
Sure. That's fine. Oh, are you wearing camouflage? It's broad daylight.
Is your name Cameron Haynes? If not, off.
Hunting. Side note, do you follow his son at all?
A little, like,
he's pretty aggressive.
Pretty aggressive. His son fell into that thing that I think a lot of like performers and public figure sons fall into, where he feels like he has to double down on what his dad is doing.
For sure.
Because even though he's
accomplished some insane things,
some amazing things,
incredible things.
Because he has the pull-up record right now.
I mean, he broke David Goggins' pull-up record and then broke that record.
Right.
And now he's doing things where he's seeing how many pull-ups he can do in 5 minutes, how many push. He's doing some insane things. Tip of the cap, props.
Right.
So aggressive.
And it's funny because that's like his public persona, right?
Yeah.
His dad Cam has a podcast, and I've listened to a couple of them.
He just restarted it.
He just restarted it,
right?
So he prank calls his son
Often or just?
Often. But like he does one live.
Yeah.
And clearly his son is like a good dude.
Yeah.
Because he takes the call. He's really patient. And his dad is just ruthless with this. Like,
that's hilarious. So they have a good relationship.
They have a good relationship, clearly.
I thought you were saying he does these crank calls where he calls him from his number and says, I love you,
JK.
psych, and hangs up.
If you could run 120 miles, I'd love you more.
That's funny.
funny.
If you could run 101, I'd love you
Right.
more. Anyway. Yeah, well, just the aggression in the way, you know, and it's just social media, so it doesn't matter. But I just noticed a level of aggression where I'm like, do we need a video of you guys hugging or something? Just a good little bear hug, you know? Anyway, what happened? Once upon a time.
Once upon a time in Texas history, the year is 1901. Not too far from your last one. 1901, the date is January 10th, and Texas is about to become the biggest oil producer in the United States.
We talking Spindletop?
Spindletop, mother.
It smells like money.
So Spindletop was finally finished drilling on January 10th, 1901. At which point, it spewed oil forth from a geyser for 9 days straight.
Which is incredible.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
So what had happened is this guy, Andrew Lucas, was convinced that there was oil here outside of Beaumont because of this salt dome that they found.
Yeah.
And he was like, if we just drill far enough, we're gonna hit oil, because he understood, like, you know, Permian Basin. Like,
he probably went to A&M. He was really smart.
Yeah. One of the reasons that Texas has so much oil is the way that all the fish of yesteryear died in, like, whatever.
Yeah.
As I understand, that is
stuff.
that is the TLDR. I didn't go to school version of that.
Hey, you don't have a phone in front of you, so you don't have to.
So I don't have it any way to like check all
animals
the things.
died, stuff.
Animals
was on top
died.
of it. Pressured it in.
Listen. Fish fart in the ocean, and in the prehistoric sludge, whenever it evaporated, all their farts were concentrated
now my
into
car-
what we now use.
And now my car goes forward.
So Spindletop was drilled, completed, all that stuff. There's a lot of like other things going on, but the big implications of this are we go from using oil to like light lamps and as machine lubricant to using it for transportation.
Yeah.
So that one moment really shifted the entire like industrial revolution of the United States of America, because suddenly things like automobiles made sense.
Yeah. And we're sustainable.
And we're sustainable
from a, we can put sustainable energy to a point in these things that make them go further, faster, run machines, make people a lot of money.
Yeah.
Whole thing. That's also the origins of why Beaumont is called Big Money Texas.
One of the origins.
BMT, Big Money.
And Spindletop is also responsible for the formation of companies like Texaco, eventually Exxon, Gulf Coast Oil. Like that is why all of those things exist. So shout out to Once Upon a Time in History, January 10th, 1901, and Spindletop.
Yeah, hey, check out the podcast Boomtown from our childhood friend, Christian Wallace, Texas Monthly writer.
And writer of other things.
And writer of other really good things.
They might be coming back.
Texas Monthly or
Christian Wallace and Lauren.
Really?
Yeah. I met
right.
one of their friends at a bookshop off of 11th, and she was saying that she had visited them recently, and because of all the stuff going on with the TV show, like
let's go.
Yeah,
all right.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Let's get the best Texas Monthly writer back.
Yes. But his podcast Boomtown, there's a whole episode on Spindletop, so go check that out.
Go check that out. It is much more factually accurate than my version.
Yeah, because Texas Monthly is known for being completely factually accurate.
Oh yeah, and super diverse.
Super diverse, very diverse. Love how diverse they are.
Speaking of Texas Monthly, you ready for our small town of the week?
Where is it?
So our small town of the week is Comfort, Texas.
Hey,
Comfort,
I feel
Texas.
snuggly just hearing it.
It's a population about 2,000, right? It was founded by German immigrants.
Okay.
And
What kind of immigrants?
This is pre-wars, you know?
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, these are the cool ones.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, these are the cool ones.
These were the ones with foresight.
And this is actually kind of interesting. Most people who currently live in Comfort can trace their lineage back to like the original founders of the town.
That's awesome.
Which is kind of awesome. It's also one of the most historic towns in Texas with over 100 original buildings still standing. There are a lot of historical landmarkers out there.
German engineering, dude.
German engineering.
There's just BMW logos on every building.
So there's also a really interesting monument where there was a group of about 35 Germans who opposed the Texas secession.
Okay.
Or who opposed leaving the Union.
Yeah.
Right. They were ambushed by Confederate troops and slaughtered. So there is a monument in Comfort dedicated to
horrible.
them. Isn't that terrible?
That sucks.
So there is a monument dedicated to them. Texas Monthly
dedicated
did
to the people who died.
right?
Not
to be clear, not to the people who killed
it's
them.
it's not a mural of a bunch of people in gray suits like holding a head.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's dedication to those who died.
Head in one hand, sausage in the other.
Yeah.
So, Jesus. Howdy, y'all. Normally, we bring you our not sponsors, but today we are excited to talk about an actual sponsor, Hydrate by Good On Ya. You can go to goodonaorganic.com to get Hydrate, which is an all-organic hydration powder supplement. It contains only natural organic ingredients and no sugar at all. It's made of lemon juice, coconut water, stevia, and organic sea minerals. This is the best hydration product I personally have ever used. I take it every single day when I wake up and after my sauna, and I feel incredible. Completely organic ingredients. A good friend of ours introduced us to this, and I can't go a day without it. So get yourself some Good On Ya. Get yourself hydrated.
Look, it's not the 1920s anymore. Everybody has a business or a startup of some sort, whether it's a side project, whether you've ditched the silver spoon and are going all in on your side hustle to make it a full-blown business, or you have a small business already, but you've hit a plateau in growth and you're trying to find different ways to turn your marketing dollars into legitimate revenue. Well, Creators Collective is here for you. They are a full-service marketing agency offering marketing, branding, logo design, copy, video, social media management, anything custom to your business or your startup or your side hustle that will help you grow your bottom line, grow your brand reach, and just feel like you have the best dang company ever because your marketing assets are frankly better than everybody else in the game. So what you need to do right now is go to creatorscollective.us and contact them to schedule a call and find how Creators Collective can help you grow your business for the long term. That's Creators Collective. Schedule a call and just grow your freaking business with marketing that freaking works.
Texas Monthly named did a profile on Comfort saying that it could possibly become the new Fredericksburg.
Really?
And Comfort is not happy about that.
Really?
The townspeople of Comfort do not want to be the next Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
And I want to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, I think, for one, they want to be able to afford where they live.
Sure.
Because they can trace their lineage back hundreds of years. They probably think, Texas Monthly, when you do this... Here's a chart.
In Texas Monthly's defense, they did talk about that.
They owned that they might ruin it?
Well, they didn't do that part.
Okay. But they edited that part out. I don't care if Texas Monthly knows how much I don't like them. Because time and time again, they put out crap that is just clearly one-sided. Are you doing this to get me riled up? Is that what it is? Their headline...
If my Carhartt reel proves anything, it's that the more fake angry you get... the more views we do.
That's a fair point. Look, I'm glad that they might have owned, while us writing this article might have negative. Liquid. Liquid death. But I just feel like I did heroin.
I know, right?
I've never done heroin. Liquid heroin. Anyway, liquid. I understand that people in Comfort would see that and think that's flattering.
However,
but when not just Texas Monthly, but when media outlets do things like this, this place is the next blank. Prices go up.
Yeah.
People from there have to move because they're getting priced out of their home. So number one, I'm sure they're like, I just want to be able to afford my mortgage or keep the house that my great-grandfather built before he was killed by a Confederate soldier for no reason. So there's that. I would also be surprised if they think, look, we already have 4 wedding venues here.
We're good.
We're
fine.
That type of tourism is fine. It's mostly seasonal. It's families. It's fun. That's great. Oh, we don't want 1,000 people every weekend walking up and down our half a block street with drinks in their hands. We just don't.
It's not what we want.
The traffic sucks. Old ladies break their hips because they trip on a rock all the time in Fredericksburg.
They're like, guys, listen. Oktoberfest one time a year. We're not doing this every weekend. there's not enough of us.
So basically, my thoughts are get F Texas Monthly.
That's going to come back to haunt us at some point, but I'm for it.
Well, cut it out. Just bleep what I just said.
No. I'm 100% for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Then why would you? What,
I'm just
now I'm
saying.
scared.
Are you scared?
Yes.
Oh, you're scared of Texas Monthly?
Well, no.
What are they going to do? Write something about you?
That'd be pretty funny.
To be funny as hell.
Yeah. Here's just real quick because I want to get to what we're actually talking about today. I say a lot about Texas Monthly, and it's more representative of how I feel about just journalists in general.
Yeah.
Journalism.
Yeah.
That's better. Because there are a lot of journalists that are great people, do great work, do thorough work, great reporting.
100%.
But you have people that are legitimate Forbes writers writing stuff about how Liquid Death is destined to fail because they haven't brought their production stateside yet. And the CEO of Liquid Death is having to comment on that on LinkedIn and say, hey,
man,
we brought production into the U.S. a year ago.
Right.
Here's our revenue. Here's everything you got wrong.
Yeah.
That is,
and they never follow up.
And they never follow up. I posted about how Vice did a hit piece on Force of Nature, tagged Vice and the journalist who did that, and they have yet to respond to it.
Do you know who did respond?
Who?
Is Taylor, and was like, thank you.
Taylor was like, thank you. Taylor let me know they didn't say they were going to do that. I thought they were just coming out to highlight the work we were doing, which means that somebody misled him
on purpose
to come on their property and get the story they wanted.
Yeah.
I understand that journalists have done that for generations. It's what they do.
That's not real journalism.
It's not real journalism. And it just gets under my skin that there's an outlet called Texas Monthly that might as well be called Liberal Monthly. And I don't care if you're liberal. I don't. Yeah. I'm middle, but don't report on Texas if you're just going to be one-sided about it.
I mean, don't report on Texas if you're going to shit on Texas.
Also, don't report if you're just going to be inaccurate all the time.
It's a shame that the best reporter that I know of is a fictional one in Ted Lasso.
Yeah, honestly, you're talking about the fat guy in the front, right?
No, I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah.
Obs. Two obs. But what I hate, here's what I hate.
Yeah.
We're going to meet people from Texas Monthly in about 6 months.
Yeah.
Probably.
And
they're going to be so nice and cool that I have to walk back everything I've said. Because,
I know.
I have to walk back my feelings. Everything I've said, I stand by. Sure. But I will. What'll happen is I'll meet someone, flesh and bone and heart and childhood, and realize you're a good person and I'm a dick.
100%.
And so here's me foretelling I'm a dick. I'm sorry. Yada, yada. Anyway, you want to hear about
what a lovely ride we just went on.
Yeah, right. It was fun. You want to hear about our Texas bidet?
Badass of the week.
Our Texas Badass of the week is none other than American Idol first season winner, Kelly Clarkson. Who was a babe.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure she still is. I don't know what she looks like now. I just remember as a kid having a huge crush on Kelly Clarkson. Yeah. She's from Fort Worth, Texas.
Let's go.
Was noted for her powerful vocals from the time she was in middle school.
Yeah.
When she graduated, she could have gone to UNT, University of North Texas, on a vocal music scholarship, or UC Berkeley on a music vocal scholarship, and straight up said, I've already written hundreds of songs. I know I can sing. I don't need an education to tell me I can go sing. Love the confidence. Love that she went the route of, I don't need to go to school to do something I can do by just trying to become an artist.
Right.
Gets on the American Idol train, dominated. I remember watching
straight dominance.
You knew from the audition.
Yeah, you're just like,
that's the star. She's gonna win.
Yeah, she's gonna win.
And then so with American Idol, she won. She gets her record deal and does her first album, has a few hits, buys herself out of her original deal because they wanted her to do music that she didn't want to record. She wanted to go more of the Avril Lavigne.
Happens a lot.
She wanted to do the more Avril Lavigne, like kind of poppy, like pop rock type of sound. And that's where we got Breakaway, Since You've Been Gone, like that whole album where she's got like the dirty blonde hair.
Yeah.
That one. Goes on to go platinum.
Donna's
and
favorite.
Dude, what? I listened to it before school every day before third grade. I'm just saying.
I'm sure you did.
And sang in the mirror to it a lot. And what I was, that's
what he was doing.
I always, this secret time. And Since You've Been Gone, there's a guitar stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what put this in my head, but I had, because I can't play guitar and couldn't then. But that would play, and I would imagine a scenario where she's on stage at a concert one day singing that song, and her guitarist got sniped or something, so he can't play it. And she's like, "What do I do?" Maybe, well, no, but I do say the day, because she's like, "What do I do?" The guitar solo is coming up, and there's a million people watching me, and who's gonna play guitar solo? And then from the back of the house, like as soon as that comes in, you hear me, and like the light comes on me, and she's like, I love that man, right? That is mine. I love that man.
And that's pretty much the premise of her movie, Kelly and
Kelly and Gunnar Save the World.
Kelly and Gunnar Save the World.
And yeah, she's gone on to do a lot of very wholesome things, and has a TV show now, has been a coach on The Voice, has done a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So
true story.
Yeah.
I get her and Mariah Carey mixed up a lot.
my voice or look?
I don't know.
Because okay, all right. I just didn't.
They're just kind of the same person for me.
All right, hey, I respect it.
Powerful vocalist.
There you go. Well, something I
Female
don't
singer.
get mixed up is your newsletter you've been sending,
yeah.
which I have loved reading, by the way. I've always known you're an incredible writer because I read your stuff all the time, but it's awesome to see you write stuff for people to read.
Yeah, 100%.
And the title of that newsletter is Cowboy Up.
Cowboy Up.
And I wanted to force you to, one, share about what Cowboy Up is, but I also just want to have a conversation about Cowboy Up, about that saying, about where it comes from, about what it means to us. So,
well, I mean, let's start with, I think you and I both heard the words Cowboy Up.
One of my first memories is hearing the phrase Cowboy Up.
So our dad used to say Cowboy Up.
Yeah. And it's funny, I've never heard Pa say that.
I've never heard Pa say
So I don't know.
So it may be a Paism. There are a lot of Paisms. It may be one. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It more likely is a Popsism.
Probably.
Would be my guess.
And maybe Iranian.
And it may be Iranian.
Maybe.
Shouts out the Rogers clan.
Shouts out the Rogers clan.
So Cowboy Up was always said whenever it was time to do something and emotions were getting in the way.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yep.
Whether it was procrastinating homework or playing hurt in a football game.
Not wanting to punch a bully in the face at school.
Right. Cowboy Up.
Cowboy Up.
Yeah. It basically, in a lot of scenarios, it means get over it. It means
get over it and go do what you're
supposed to do.
It means go do what you know you can do.
It specifically means get over yourself and do the work.
Yeah, liquid death.
And for me, Cowboy Up has come to represent West Texas Stoicism.
Yeah.
And I don't dislike Stoics, but I do think they leave a lot on the table.
Yeah.
And Cowboy Up just, for me personally, makes me think about my upbringing. It makes me think about what it means to be a Texan, what it means to work through pain for something that you believe in.
Yeah.
What it means to put your own feelings aside and do what has to be done.
Yeah.
But that doesn't limit itself to whenever you're feeling, bad about something and you have to go to work anyway. There are a lot of other scenarios where that's the case, right? Like sometimes, maybe you don't want to break up with somebody and you're feeling a certain way, but you know it has to be done. You got to Cowboy Up.
Yeah.
Maybe on the flip side, it's time to tell somebody you love them and you're afraid.
Cowboy Up.
Cowboy Up. I think it's easy to say that it sounds a lot like be a man, but that's not what it is.
That's not what it is at all.
It's absolutely not that. It is a useful piece of advice whenever you don't think you can accomplish something.
Yeah. And for every book, every David Goggins dumbass inspiration video, for the mound of crap that people consume and read through and produce to just help you get over yourself.
Yeah. That two words.
2 words. Cowboy Up.
3 syllables.
3 syllables. And I guess we've just never talked about it, but that phrase has lingered with me my whole life.
It is at the core of my being is Cowboy Up.
Yeah, at the core of everything I do, every obstacle I come up to, it all comes down to Cowboy Up. It always comes down to Cowboy Up, and sometimes it's Cowboy the f*** up.
Sometimes it is Cowboy the f*** up.
Sometimes it really is Cowboy the absolute f*** up.
But honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've found myself after getting back surgery, getting let go from my job, losing my savings.
You've had a whirlwind of 3 weeks.
I've had a pretty interesting year.
Yeah.
And we're not too far into it.
Q2, baby.
There were little moments of darkness where I can look to Cowboy Up and know that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
All I have to do is the work. And a lot of times we're afraid to. For whatever reason,
it's the work that scares us, not the
work,
results.
not the result.
Yeah,
and so what I'm
the
doing,
outcome is what I mean.
The potential outcome kind of scares us, so it can prevent us from doing what needs to be done.
Yeah,
and as long as we're willing to do those things, it will work out.
Yeah,
you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
So Cowboy Up is the little phrase that I use for myself, and it really encapsulates my entire philosophy surrounding life. Cowboy Up.
Cowboy Up.
And so I started the newsletter to examine why those things are important to me. I examine the way that we were raised, try and pick some life lessons out that were impactful. And maybe let some people who decide to read it know that like, you don't have to think about your death every day. You don't have to do all these little asinine stoicisms.
Yeah.
You just got Cowboy Up.
Cowboy Up.
Just Cowboy Up. Yeah.
Yeah. I love
So that's
that.
what it is.
And where can people find it? Where can people subscribe to it?
It's Substack, Cowboy Up. You should be able to find it. I'm going to be totally honest. I haven't promoted it. I've sent 2 different people it just because I wanted the feedback.
Thus force you to talk about
force
it.
me to talk about it.
Yeah. And make you clearly uncomfortable.
Clearly, if
Cowboy
you
Up.
want to find it, you can find it on Cowboy Up. It's on Substack. I haven't searched for it, so I don't know if it'll pop up.
It pops up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're three newsletters in,
And I'm not just saying this as your brother, as an appreciator of words and as a professional talker and writer. Some of the most beautiful words I've ever read through.
Thank you.
So
I really do appreciate
Keep
that.
it up, man.
And I am very embarrassed about it.
I get all the reasons why.
I know.
But Cowboy Up, keep doing it. Also, go to TexishPod.com and purchase a Cowboy Up t-shirt available in the store now. Didn't come to the studio in time for me to wear it, but go to TexishPod.com. You'll be able to find a Cowboy Up t-shirt. Purchase that, wear it, subscribe to the Cowboy Up newsletter.
If you want.
Real quick, because we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
What is the most Cowboy Up moment of your life?
The most Cowboy Up moment of my entire life was the night before I moved to Los Angeles, where I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I had just graduated college. I had the worst job offer in front of me I'd ever seen. I felt lost. I felt alone.
Yeah, that job offer was insulting.
It was insulting.
I remember it. Yeah.
And in like the span of about 10 minutes, I projected forward what my life would be like if I didn't pursue my dream of trying to be an actor. And I just started throwing shit in my truck. I sat down with mom and dad and I said, I'm moving to Los Angeles. I'm cowboying up. I'm going to do the work. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm facing down this giant fear of mine. And we're going to go do this.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest Cowboy Up moment of my life so far.
Yeah.
What's yours?
There has been a lot.
Because there are some
moments. I would say the most clear one that sticks out to me right now is shaking hypothermically in the Leadville medical tent at the not May Queen, but it was the half pipe aid station at mile 70. Shaking uncontrollably, can't get warm, race not going according to training, according to just a moment of everything's going wrong. Nothing is going right today.
Yeah.
But we're here, but nothing's going right. And all I thought for those 2 hours as I cried and shook and tried to just get warm enough to get out of that tent and cross that finish line 30 miles away was Cowboy Up. Cowboy Up. It's time to Cowboy Up. And the moment I was warm enough, I stood up and ran out of that tent because it was time to Cowboy Up. So Cowboy Up, y'all. Go buy a t-shirt. Subscribe to the newsletter. Thank you all for listening, and Pickleball sucks. Bye, y'all. Howdy, everyone.
Thank you so much for enjoying this episode of Texish. If you liked it, subscribe.
That way, anytime new reels or new episodes come out, you'll be the first one to know. It also, frankly, help us keep doing something that we love. We hope you love it too. If you've been listening for a while or you're a new listener, go to our store at texishpod.com. We've got a couple of t-shirts there. You can see one of them right here. They're really good, really high quality, and frankly, we just think they're the best. So go buy a shirt, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for tuning in.
Bye, y'all.